Excellent.
Yeah. Yes, this is happening.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't expect anything less. Hey, what is going on, you guys? Welcome to One of Each, the Dumb and Hungry podcast, where we talk about our food adventures and our favorite food groups. I'm Angelo, the Dumb and Hungry.
And I'm my chow.
And thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing all right. My chow, hello, or rather, I should say ahoy.
Ahoy indeed. Good
Yes.
morrow.
Good. Yes, that's right. Good morrow, sir. You seem pretty festive today. I'm not, we'll get into that in a little bit, but you're looking pretty good out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I got all this over the weekend. We'll talk about that in a bit. I will let you know this hat's coming off at some point.
Is it a bit top heavy or just how's it suiting you?
Just such a big hat.
Yes, very much so. It is. Yeah, it is a challenge to kind of fit this in the frame properly, but we got to do it, and we got to serve the people and show them what it's all about. So it's looking pretty good. I'll tell you, like a man in uniform. So I think he's doing it for me.
Oh, is that so?
There you go. The moment it comes off, it's
Anyway.
No, it's looking good. Let's see here. What's going on, my child? I mean, attire aside, I mean, how you doing?
Okay. Ren Fair was over the weekend. We'll talk about that later. But other than that, it's been pretty chill. I may or may not have a kidney stone. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like whenever we're here, I mean, we talk about all these medical ailments, that either of us is going through. I don't know. I think you more than I at this point, but
yeah, I think so.
But what's going on? Why do you think so?
Because I haven't drank over the weekend, Ren Fair weekend. I also went to work the day after, and I feel like I didn't drink enough water throughout the last week or so.
Okay.
It's been mostly sodas and or energy drinks.
Okay, but in the course of a week, I mean, you think, kidney stones going to start forming? I don't know. I'm not a medical professional here, but...
I don't know. I assume so because, I don't know, my sister had kidney stones when she was younger because she didn't drink any water and it was all soda.
Yeah, I mean, that's a problem. That's a problem. So, I mean, I remember I went through a similar thing. I was not drinking enough water. I was eating a lot of... I don't know, just a lot of different types of high salty foods or, things like that. And I ended up with gallstones.
The gall, yeah.
Yeah, that was quite an adventure. But kidney stones, I hear, are no joke. So I would not recommend, even though I've not experienced that.
Same. I would also not recommend because I don't know if it's a kidney stone. I assume it is.
I mean, are you starting to feel like some sort of pain or like discomfort or something?
Yeah, it started on Monday. Honestly, it's just on my back. Where is your kidney exactly?
It is towards the back. I mean,
the lower back, right?
Yeah,
on the sides.
Mm-hmm,
yeah,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Been feeling it since Monday.
I see. Well, I'm not sure why we're here today, but I hope that it can be resolved by very soon.
I mean, kidney stones just pass, right? As long as they're not too big.
I mean, they can, but it depends on the severity, like how long it's been taking. Yeah. I don't know. We're talking way outside our knowledge base, which is usually zero. But
yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I would just say for now, if you can get some hold of cranberry juice, just chug a gallon of that, and try to eliminate that way.
Juice, isn't it?
I don't think it's ever too late, but it might take longer depending on how long it's festering over there.
Mm.
So if you can get your hands on that, that'd be good. But I think it'd also be good to get a hold of a medical professional.
Yeah, I was thinking if it's still off by Friday, I'll probably go to urgent care.
I think we're going to need some follow up on this if you're still around by then. But sure.
It'll be fine.
I don't know anyone personally. I can't recall who's experienced that particular thing. I don't know if you do.
Yeah, just my sister. She's the only one I know who's had kidney stones before.
Okay. And tell me again how she dealt with that.
Honestly, I don't remember. This was like I was young, as in preteen, I think. So it's been 20-ish years.
Oh, okay. All right. So she learned better. I get it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, honestly. I remember they went to the doctor, but I think it just passed on. Like they might have given her something to help it pass faster, but I think she just passed it on her own.
Wow. Again, it can, but I think, these fluids will help pass if you try to do it that way. But again, we don't know for sure, depending on, how it's formed or whatever at this point. But okay, well, good luck to you and good morrow.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess we'll find out. We'll find out if we see you next time.
This is all a ploy.
Maybe this is the way that you get out.
This is just a ruse. Actually, I have no discomfort whatsoever. I'm just telling you now.
So like, I can't do this anymore. If doctor's orders. I have to bed rest and all that.
Yeah. On more interesting news, did you know there's a nitro Pepsi?
No, I don't know what that is.
It's like it's a Pepsi that's infused with nitrogen.
Oh, you have it on hand.
Oh yeah.
Okay, okay. I don't know if this is quite the way.
It's not going to help. It's not going to help. But I'm here for it. I don't care. I want it.
Okay, I mean, okay. Well,
it's like those folks with gout. They will accept the consequences for every once in a while.
Yeah. Even if it blasts off their toe, then sure. As long as it tastes good and you got medication and whatever, you can control it. Sure, why not?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's a pill for everything these days, right? Just fix it right up. So, well, tell me, I don't know. Is that a new thing? This Nitro Pepsi or?
I don't know if it's new. I've just recently found it, but so it's like how they have Nitro cold brews for coffee or Nitro IPAs for beer.
I don't know what that is. I'm so out of it in that regard.
Really? Is it Nitro? Not even cold brew?
I know cold brew. I don't know Nitro cold brew.
Yeah, it's just.
Well, what is the nitro part of it? Like, what is this, like Fast and Furious?
Nitrogen
what are we talking about? Is it
basically like they infuse it with nitrogen gas? Like at least for beers, from what I read, once it's been made and then like put in a container, they fill the container with nitrogen from there, and so it's usually about.
I mean, what is it supposed to do? It's it's another form of carbonation, I guess, right? This, instead of using CO2, I suppose.
Well, that forms naturally, but nitrogen, they insert it into the mix just to make it different. And the point of it is, I don't know if that's the point, but it leads to like a creamy mouthfeel, if you will.
That's a nice way to say it. Yes. Let's, a creamy mouthfeel. Yeah. The people love that.
Hell yeah. It's great. It makes it smoother.
I see. Well, are you going to try it out, for the people?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You gotta open the can. You gotta pour it hard.
Yeah.
Oh God. That almost went terribly.
Mm-hmm. It seems like you've gotten a special, just vessel just for this. It's like it's very nice shape in glass. Maybe, I don't know if it's meant to be optimized for these carbonated fizzy drinks, but it looks pretty good.
Yeah, man. I've had this glass. This is my beer glass.
So is it, all right, go ahead and
radiant. Look at that head.
I can see that. It's like a dark ale,
Yeah, honestly. That's what it turns into. But it's nice and it feels great to drink and it tastes good.
All right.
And then the foam disappears over time too. So,
well, you better get on it. Or not. Okay.
It's good. Very smooth. I like it.
What is the flavor we're looking at? Is this like a regular Pepsi flavor that just has nitrogen? So
Yeah.
you mentioned a smooth, like a creamy mouthfeel.
Yeah.
So what are you contrasting like between that and like a regular cola or Pepsi or something?
Because you know how like most, we'll say like first sodas, if you put it under your tongue, you feel like a whole burning kind of sensation. Everyone kind of, right? Like
Okay.
it tingles.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't do that at all.
Interesting. Okay.
Like it doesn't burn any way down. Good.
So you prefer this, it seems.
Yeah, but it's stupidly, well, I don't know about stupidly more expensive, but it is more expensive.
Oh, so where do you find this?
I don't know. I found it like once, randomly.
Okay. Does it come as just a single thing, or is it like a four? Oh, okay. All right.
They do sell singles. At least the first time I had it, it was singles, but yeah, I saw 4-pack.
Okay. I mean, this isn't the best comparison, but on Amazon, there's a 12-pack for about $23.
Of the nitro pips?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. How much was it?
Of a variety pack. So you got different flavors, which includes, well, I think it's just like the, I don't even know. I don't know. It just says variety pack.
They had the vanilla one. Yes, I did have that.
Okay.
Which I do want to try.
Do not shake the can.
No.
You know what also has nitrogen? My Costco tire center. Yeah. So that.
See, you're gonna make your own alcohol or you're gonna make your own soda, and then
I don't see why not. I mean, like I'm gonna
go to Costco.
I'm just gonna fill up on my tires, and yeah. So those tire pumps that they have there, they're nitrogen pumps. So I think I might consider. I think because it's lighter or something. Mm-hmm. They're smaller, the molecules and whatnot. So they're lighter. And so I think it's supposed to promote just a better. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. No. I have no idea. It's all a scam. Okay. It's all just one marketing scam. All right.
Is that so?
But, nitrogen's all around us anyway. I think like 80% of the air is nitrogen anyway. So
70.
Oh, well, there you go. See, even more so. See, so I don't know. We're just really going off on this real odd kind of tangent here, but maybe
it's PepsiCo.
Yeah, thank you. Maybe that should be the next sponsor for us. I don't know. Well, right on. I hope you enjoy that, but I hope you don't. I hope you don't explode. Let's put it that way.
Probably will.
Okay, well, let's follow up on that next time. So, all right. I was not as exciting, actually, not even remotely, exciting or whatever at all. But I did want to mention, I'm sure, hopefully you are aware, I'm sure many are aware of, the news and the ongoing saga of, the 99-cent store closures.
Oh, I actually don't know. What's up? What's different?
They're closing.
Okay, I know that part. Like all stores. But
I mean, that's it.
New?
No, I mean, they're closing.
You said ongoing saga. I thought there was more to it.
I think that's ongoing. The ongoing is that they're closing.
But there's no updates. So, okay.
The update is that they're going to close.
Yeah. Liquidation sales galore.
I mean, I don't know if you visited a 99-cent store recently. I haven't been able to, but I only wanted to bring it up actually only because it just reminds me of the days in high school with Chris, and we would walk home, and we would go to, on the way home we would walk home, and one of the parts in our path is like a hill, basically. One of the streets we go up is just this hill, and so it wasn't our favorite thing to do. And we would pass by the 99-cent store in Silver Lake on Sunset. And so we would go there, and we would buy snacks to provide us, energy, and sustenance, as we had to traverse and conquer really that really large hill.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's steep, right?
It is very. I will give you that. It's a steep hill, and it's tall. Like it's a bitch.
Exactly. So, I mean, as some growing young boys, I mean, I think it was just right to provide enough energy to conquer that. So, but yeah, we would we would get these packs of Fig Newtons. It's like, and it's $1, literally $1.
You did not buy Fig Newtons. Were they not legally distinct Fig Newtons?
What would they call them then? I don't remember.
Oh, I don't know, but just specifically not.
I thought they had, well, maybe you're right. Maybe some store brand alternative or something. But I'm sure they had like brand name as well.
Oh, did they?
I don't remember. Shoot, now that's lost to time. Hey, if you guys know the brands offered as Fig Newtons at the 99-cent store, please email us at hi@dumbandhungry.com and we can get to the bottom of that. But it doesn't matter because they're closing anyway. But good times. So we would just get like over easily maybe 1,000 calories in Fig Newtons or something. Just to help us over that
all at once. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, you don't want to put it to waste, right?
I mean, you could eat it after another day.
I don't think that's how it works.
It still isn't how it works with this, is it?
No. I'm just doing some searching and like I'm just coming across just pictures of Fig Newtons. I mean,
well, maybe they were Fig Newtons then. I don't know. I thought they weren't. I thought they were like.
No, you're probably right. I don't know what the alternative was. I mean, they just call them like Fig something.
Most likely.
Big bar, big units. I don't know.
Fruit bar even.
Yeah. But I mean, the 99-cent store was, I don't know. It was a great place. Definitely underrated, to get a good grocery haul, actually. I mean, I think there was always that perception that, they would, give old products, expired products or things like that. That's why they're so cheap. But no, I mean, it's just part of their supply chain. Like they're able to get whatever quantity at this, give it at this price. I mean, granted, maybe they weren't like produce wise, maybe it wasn't the best, but it made it accessible. And it's not like it's, it wasn't going to get you sick, but, I mean, it really helped a lot. I mean, it's going to be a big deal, I think. Once everything like closes for real. I mean, this is probably worse personally than, the Dollar Tree increasing prices to like $1.25. So,
because these stores closing. There's people losing jobs.
Yeah.
Although I think Gavin Newsom said something as well about trying to find a place for people to land on their feet at these closures.
Yeah, I think the different different levels of government, state and local, I think they're trying to provide resources, for those employment wise, impacted. I mean, it's not just the consumers, it's the people that work there too. It's sad, really.
Yeah. I mean, 99-cent stores where all your county employees go when they have to do a birthday thing and need decorations. It's always 99-cent store.
They come in clutch. You can count on them. Yeah. I mean, it's really something. So they're serving the county. They're sponsoring the county. They're sponsoring high school kids. I mean, they're just all over the place. So it'll be a real sad day once that day officially comes. I mean, it's already started, but I think the official last day is like like in June, early June. Like that's when it's like, that's it.
Damn, that's even closer than I thought.
Mm-hmm. So I doubt they have any more of those figs out there at the stores to pick up, but
probably the first thing to go.
I think so. Because everyone needs to go up that hill.
That stupid hill.
So, again, probably not as dramatic as a possible kidney stone, but still important news nevertheless. Great. So with that said, as you said, I think otherwise, I think things have been pretty chill for us. Not too many things. as much going on. At least until, the topics at hand. But, speaking of food and whatnot, actually, before we even get more into that, I think you were showcasing a little bit before the show about some snacks and things to snack on. So why don't you share that with us?
There are no more, but
it was that was just that was less than like 20 minutes ago.
Well, yeah. What do you want me to do? I was hungry.
But I didn't see anything.
Oh, really? You didn't see me eating it? I've been eating it this whole time.
Even now?
Yeah, on camera.
Oh, I didn't notice at all.
Nice.
I guess we'll have to play back. I mean, when I edit this and whatever, and put this up, I guess I will see. All right, just tell us what was on there. I don't even know now.
Pizza rolls, Totino's pizza rolls.
Okay.
Never go wrong with that.
Okay.
But also chicken nuggets, the Tyson Foods chicken nuggets, whatever they had at Costco.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Tyson.
Apparently, Trader Joe's has an organic Kansas style barbecue sauce.
Oh, okay, yeah. And
that's not bad.
So you just douse that the pizza rolls and stuff in there. Yeah, that's
not
good.
The pizza rolls, just the chicken nuggets.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Pizza rolls, I'm not. It's like, what's it called? I don't know, because I grew up with McDonald's chicken nuggets, right?
Right.
And my parents would always get the barbecue sauce.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm eating nuggets, I want barbecue sauce. It's just the only way I know how these days.
Yeah. Personally, I think the barbecue sauce is the superior sauce. I mean,
from McDonald's?
Probably, it comes closest like the honey mustard, right? I mean, those two probably goes neck and neck. But yeah, I think I'm partial towards the barbecue sauce. So
okay.
I mean,
did you ever have did you ever have the McDonald's sauce?
No, I didn't. No.
Neither did I.
Oh, that's too bad.
I was curious. I forgot about it, honestly.
It's too bad. Hey, if any of you have tried the McDonald's sauce, please let us know at hi@dumbandhungry.com. Well, speaking of food, let's continue to talk about it. And we want to thank our few and only fans for joining us again as we talk about our food adventures, the local spots and pop-ups and everything in between with good food and good people. Actually, today, there's still some, food things to talk about, but really this is more of a larger event that we wanted to discuss that we both went to recently. And something I haven't done before, but my chow is well versed in and very familiar with. So let's get right into it. So, Maicho, what the heck are we talking about here?
We did the Ren Fair this weekend, the Renaissance Fair, because it's back. It's been about 3 weeks now this year, and then 3 more weeks to go. So for anyone who is still interested, it ends the weekend before Memorial Day weekend. And it's just, if you're into high fantasy, the Renaissance Fair is I don't know. It's at the Santa Fe Dam in Irwindale, and it's just, they take over a whole section of the park. Bunch of stalls, not necessarily stalls, but more like pop-up shops, kind of. A lot of old-timey artisan goods, fresh homemade bread. Excuse me. What is it? Lots of woodworked items, a lot of metalwork items. A lot of there are a few shows going around. They're there every year, like Mooney specifically. He's one of the comedians. He's one of the bigger draws every year, which is nice. There's a guy doing Dungeons and Shakespeare, which is really cool. And of course, there's, different activities you could do: archery, axe throwing, knife throwing, other arcade games such as there was the turtle race. Never forget the turtle race. And like catapult throwing, where you throw them at pirates, like you catapult cats to pirates stuff. Of course. Yeah. What else? Never forget the wenches. Very important. But yeah, it's a thing that happens every year. I'm glad that they're doing it again. I think 2 years ago was when they restarted since the pandemic. So,
there's a lot that's going on, a lot of activities, a lot of things to do and see. But it seems so a Renaissance fair is I guess it's in the name. It's like this. It's a fair. It's a big event that's themed around the Renaissance, medieval period, whatever, right?
Yeah. Right past the Dark Ages. Lots of Shakespeare references.
Yes. I don't even remember what. So that's right. That's a good point. So the Renaissance is like this. What does it mean again? Is it like awakening, enlightenment?
Something like that. Yeah.
I don't remember. But it's after like half the people died in Europe from the,
Yes, the plague.
Right.
The plague.
And set back science for like 1,000 years or something. I think. But, this is obviously not the only, fair around, but I think it's the fair for what, the
SoCal.
greater LA area, SoCal? Okay.
Yeah. I think SoCal in general.
No kidding.
I don't know about anything in like San Diego or on the way down there.
So more precisely, it's called the Original Renaissance Pleasure Fair. And that's fair spelled Faire.
Ye old spelling.
That's right. Very historically, accurate spelling. So tell me, how long have you been going to the Renaissance Fair?
I think I started in 2017, like once a year, since maybe it was 2018.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like 2018, 2019. So, and then nothing in 2020, 21. About 5 years then, if you exclude pandemic years.
So it's, is something you come across or like something like someone told you about, or,
back in the day when I used to see commercials, I would always see commercials, but it never interested me until friends of mine decided to go. They're the ones who, like Olivia specifically, she's one of the people who are like, oh yeah, you should go. It's fun. If you're into like any high fantasy thing or like old timey stuff, she said I would enjoy it. Like a lot of D&D references there too. And I went that year with them, and I've been going ever since.
Wow. Yeah, I guess obviously, except for the years during COVID, I guess, they had to close those down or something, right? they didn't do that.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Nothing. Yeah. 2 years off, 3 years maybe.
But when you when we talk Ren Fair, when we talk Renaissance, talk medieval, when you step in there, you're really immersed, it seems, into
like lots of the, I don't know if all actors, I suppose it's all role playing as soon, like even bag check instantly. Because when we went through, Oli had a keychain with the mimic from Free Ren on her bag.
What is that?
So a mimic is like a treasure chest creature. So it pretends to be a treasure chest to ensnare adventurers, to eat them, basically.
Okay.
So she had a mimic keychain on her bag, and then like the people at bag check were like, "Oh, she's a mimic wrangler. She's too powerful. Get away from us," kind of thing.
Huh?
Which is really cool.
Speaking of which, what do we got here? It seems like another delivery.
Yay!
Oh man, yeah. She knows you gotta keep going. You need your energy. So that's good. But yeah. So like I said, like you said, it's it's really, even now, as yourself, you are, you, not just you, but majority of people who attend this, they dress for the occasion. They go all out.
Oh yeah.
This is like, AX. I think it's like con level, right? AX for the Renaissance, for the medieval times, it seems.
I'd say so.
So it's just very interesting. I think it's very cool to kind of see. I don't even know what kind of, dress or garb that, people are wearing for that, but you can tell, a lot of.
Yeah. Like I never bought any clothes at all. Actually, I didn't even buy this. Oli bought this for me.
But
it's a peasant shirt.
Yeah, no, I mean, it looks pretty good. I mean, you're right. I think you did mention that you don't usually dress up thematically. You just, you go and enjoy. But I think this year really, catapulted you to really go in a little harder, it seems. So that's pretty good.
So now I got to get it because now I just have a shirt and a hat. So now I need an outfit. But
right.
A lot of people, like Ariel specifically, like you buy one thing every year.
Mm-hmm.
Just to add on to your outfit.
Yes.
Build
the arsenal
every year.
Exactly.
Yeah, basically.
Exactly.
Which is cool. Like he has a bunch of leather stuff that he got from there. Like he has a leather pouch that he bought from there last year, and then like this year he bought a bracer. So it's just different things.
Yeah. No. I mean, I when I met up with you guys, up to that point, even I was woefully underdressed. Not indecent exposure, but I mean, like, just not, I wasn't, in the theme of it, I just wore just regular clothes or whatever.
It's also fine. Nobody cares.
Yeah, no, it doesn't seem, whatever people are wearing, it's people just go with it, and people are dressed, people are in character, it's quite fun. So, okay. I mean, we got to talk about the, we got to talk about the hat. I mean, what is going on here? This is
the pirate hat. I've been wanting a pirate hat, but some of them are really expensive. Like the ones that I saw, there's some goes with like $300, dude. 400, 500 even. It's crazy. Stuff in general gets expensive there because I guess it's all handcrafted or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This one wasn't so bad. Probably because it's not real leather. It's like $60. But Perfect. Specifically, it's a pirate hat that has tentacles on it.
Of course. Yeah, you can't forget that. That's a good touch. Yeah.
I can't even tell. Okay, anyway, now that the hat's been shown off, I can remove that. It's too big. It's too big.
It just looks incomplete now. The look is just not there. I just feel like, I don't know. You just need to showcase it.
Still got the peasant shirt.
Okay. Yeah, we need to get you some of those. I think they call them the mage trousers.
Yeah, the puffy pants.
Yeah, basically. You kind of went through a lot of the kind of different activities that people can do. I mean, there's a lot of arts and crafts. There's a lot of games. Yeah. There's definitely a lot of food. We kind of met at some point, like separately. We kind of started doing our own thing when we first got there, and then we met up at some point. But give me an idea of like the kinds of things that you guys kind of explored on your own before we met up.
A lot of it's shopping, honestly, like most cons, right?
Yeah.
What was it? We spent the most time at a woodworking shop called Talon and Claw, or Claw and Talon, something like that. But they do D&D stuff. Like Dungeons and Dragons theme, like woodwork. So dice vaults, so wooden boxes for your dice, or a DM screen that they've carved out of wood, or they also, I didn't notice if they had it last year, but tarot card box, so like a deck box for tarot cards that they made out of wood. But they also have like dice. They make their own dice as well.
Well, dice are important for the It was very big in the Renaissance, dice.
Yeah, apparently. Who would have guessed that a polyhedral, what's a dodecahedron?
Probably, yes.
Is that 20-sided? Who would have known that it would be such a powerful item this far in the future?
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Like a bunch of stores had dice. It was interesting. But I mean, even as you walk in, like you see random things, just people, actors, there. Like there was a guy who was walking around, was a nemesis for hire. He was just a guy dressed up. He had a duck on a stick, and Oli decided to hire him for free. And he was just, they were talking shit to each other in lightheartedly. Like he was like, "Oh, I hope you trip and fall and everyone sees that and laughs at you." She was like, "Oh, I hope you get your food order wrong next time you buy food." He's like, yes, well, I'll see you next week. I'm your nemesis for hire, 1 day a week, forever. It's just super cute. And then there's the pollsters that you see walking around. Like on our way out, we saw pineapple on pizza, ? yay or nay. On their way in, there was another one, but I don't know what they were keeping track of. There was some guy who had a made you look sign, and I don't know what he was saying because we didn't stop for him. There's also like a tug of war that you could do with your friends, which is pretty fun. It was always interesting seeing like how people would play. What else? There's the bread, very important. Oli has to get a loaf of bread every year because it's artisan bread. I don't know. It's okay. It's like olive and thyme bread. She's very into it.
Okay.
What else?
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, parking took forever. Is what it was. We got there late. I was so mad.
Oh, right. Yeah, we'll get more into that. I think about how to kind of navigate the space there and getting there. So we mentioned that there were a lot of people dressed, thematically or otherwise, but it seemed like particularly so, our visit, I think you mentioned that there are different themes,
Yes,
depending on the week or whatever. But in this case, we saw some interesting characters, and maybe not even particularly related to the Renaissance or medieval theme. I mean,
what do you mean?
Maybe
you don't think Spider-Man was in the Renaissance?
He very well could have been.
Spider Cowboy is what it was, honestly.
Well, yeah. Try to remember, like, what. I'm trying to remember what kind of characters we came across. Like, for example, I mean, like, I told you that one of the first ones that caught my attention as I was even entering in was Princess Peach.
Yeah, there's Peach, and then later down, we even saw I guess they're a different party, but there was a Rosalina and Koopa and Waluigi group.
Nice.
But they were dressed in a more like old timey style.
Okay.
So they had like peasant shirts, and the dresses were different. They weren't super like Princess Peachy,
right?
Which was cool. There was for anyone who watches Critical Role or knows of Critical Role, it's like a live play D&D show. There are people dressed as characters from that, from their player characters. Like it was a group of all of the characters from season 1,
I see,
which is really cool.
Yeah.
There's also Free Ren. It's an anime that was big this last year, about like a high fantasy kind of adventure party. What else? Off the top of my head, those are the main ones that I saw. There were a few Naruto characters, of course, because any con is going to have Naruto, I suppose.
Yeah.
Or Sasuke, in this case.
I mean, I saw Abraham Lincoln.
I missed him. I was looking for him when you mentioned that. Like, I want to see this Abe Lincoln.
He was pretty on it. I mean, he had the whole thing, the tall hat, the beard, and he's going all in character. I don't know. It was pretty fun. And there are also like people. Who is it? They're just people like dressed as Star Trek characters as well.
Yes, no matter what week you go, there's gonna be some Star Trek folks. Because that was a whole episode, right? Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's pretty, I don't know, people's imaginations, obviously. That's great.
So it's fun. I mean, so here's the thing. It's an event that's open to everyone, right? I mean, it's meant to be a family friendly, accessible, event, right?
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. I will say though, like last year they only had 2 theme weekends, which was Pirate and Convention weekend, which is what we went to this year.
Yeah.
But they also have what is that one called? They have Cottagecore weekend. They have there's another. They have like 6. Normally they have 6 themed weekends. So I'm not sure what they all are off the top of my head, but Pirate is usually the busiest day or the busiest weekend because it's easiest to be a pirate.
Yeah.
like there was the Green Ranger who was the swashbuckling version. Like they had a pirate one.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. I saw Jack Sparrow.
That's right. I
only saw one.
Yeah. Jack Sparrow was there. Captain Jack Sparrow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a Jesus. There was a Superman. That was interesting.
I didn't see Superman. I did see Jesus. I mean, remember, he's omnipresent. I mean, he's all over. So.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
And he was walking to the bathroom. So yeah, that's pretty good.
It's very important.
Yeah. Shoot. So before we move on, let's give a shout out to your crew because you had a whole group with you. Who was with you?
Let's see. It was me, Salem, Ariel, and Oli. We used to go every year as a group, usually. And then we met up with Sean and Courtney because they've never been. This was their first one, so I was like, "Oh yeah, y'all gotta go. It's fun. Y'all like nerdy high fantasy stuff."
Oh yeah, so it was their first time, right? That's yeah. But they were also dressed for the occasion, you know.
Yeah, surprisingly, I was actually surprised. I didn't think they had 2 peasant shirts.
Well, I mean, you know, beats me. I mean, I just came in a sweater and pants, so that's I don't know.
And there's nothing wrong with that either.
Exactly. As far as activities go, I think one of the highlights, at least for me, and I think maybe you agree. I mean, you know, was the joust.
Oh yeah, the joust of the death.
So I before we met up, I watched the first joust of the day, and you know, you had mentioned, you know, you should really check out the last one, which we did. We ended up doing, but you know, the joust is what is that? It's basically 2 men on horses trying to stab each other, right? I think that's really what it comes down to.
Knights on horseback just stabbing each other with lances.
Yeah, I just want to say that, you know, in either event, I mean, I think what really surprised me for whatever reason is people's infatuation with I mean, with these knights. I mean, these, you know, these men on horses. I mean, in their shining armor. I mean, I can imagine why someone would be very interested and attracted to that kind of thing.
Look, these are the jocks of the Middle Ages, right?
Mm-hmm.
They are the NBA players of the time, or the football stars, or the whoever. They are the specimens of humanity at the time.
Yeah, exactly. The peak, you know, of a physical form and whatnot, and athletic ability. So yeah, that's pretty good. So I mean,
everyone's thirsty. Yeah. Just what it is. Everyone's thirsty for them. Understandably so.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I mean, like, there was like around a couple of, there's like, you know, they do like a processional where, you know, they bring out all the knights and they're like kind of fanfaring and they're giving like fan service basically, you know, showing them off and whatnot. And then they take a couple of those guys and then they pit them against each other. They go through, you know, some scoring system and whatever. And, you know, whoever gets the most points wins. And, you know, so it's relatively tame, you know, in that regard. You know, they just go at it. What do you call those things that they use? The lance thing? Those are lances? I don't even know. Those long, you know, the stabbing sticks, you know?
Yeah, I would call it a lance.
Yeah, the long stabby sticks, you know, to pierce their shields. You know, and so that's fine. You know, they go through a few rounds of that. They rack up the points and they win or whatever. But I think it was the, you know, the final joust of the day that really is much more entertaining. A lot more action going on there.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I don't know what's different about it.
It's
really.
A regular scoring system, right? But then all of a sudden, I don't know how they plan whoever's going to win or whatever. But and then all of a sudden, one guy, usually the person who's losing, gets upset at the MC, right? They start berating her as slowly as the show goes, and then eventually it comes to a head where, at least interestingly enough, this year was different from last year from the other years I saw, because there was an actual prize up for grabs, like the golden chain of whatever. So like it was interesting seeing them fight for that, basically. Because that was the whole point of the joust, was to earn the queen's favor.
Oh yeah,
something like that. and that chain would be the symbol of it. But yeah, the losing guys start being sore losers, and then try to take it by force, basically.
Yeah.
In this case, they conveniently our side won, because like how the stadium, I guess, is set up is that each section is supposed to cheer for a different knight.
Right.
And conveniently our section's knight won. Well, each half gets 2 knights and their team. So it counts. Our knight was the sun guy, but his teammate was the one who won. So I'm okay with that.
Okay. I mean, but just as a reminder, we're not sitting on that side of the arena ever again, because at that time of day, it's So, but again, it's a good. It was a good place to be as far as the winning team. So
yeah, and it was the joust of the death, so everyone died except him.
Right, exactly. But very miraculously able to spring back to life to greet everyone at the exit. So,
oh yeah, I mean, thirst knows no boundary between life and death.
I mean, I wanted to greet with some of those horses. I think they're the real stars of the show at this point.
Oh, definitely. They're doing all the real work.
Yeah, I know. It's that's pretty good. So I mean, there's just so many things to do. I don't even know. You can't even list them all. I mean, it's there's always just little treasures here and there as you walk through. One other observation I think I'd mentioned was, I guess I was surprised that the layout in that is just kind of a one-way kind of in and, well, not one way, but like kind of an in and out kind of path. You go one way in and then you have to backtrack your way out, to get out. It's not as opposed to a loop, right? A big loop. But then you mentioned, makes sense that, that way it forces you to kind of explore the entire length of the grounds. So you can see what's there.
Buy stuff. If there's anything you saw that you were curious about at the beginning of the day, you have the option at the end of the day.
Yeah. But just as importantly is the food that they serve there, and there is a lot. There's no shortage of food, different types of food. Trying to be a little thematic, but there nevertheless there's a lot going on over there. So I would say in addition to like lots of little different stands that are sprinkled throughout, there's like a big, large area, maybe about halfway through, that's like the large food area.
The food court.
Food. Yeah. Ye old food court. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. It even has a stage there too, which is nice. Cause, there's a band. There's like a 3-4 piece band, right, with bagpipes, a violin, and a drum, and something else.
Yeah, and
it was unironically good music.
No, they were. I mean, they're really skilled. They're playing a lot of different like jigs and whatnot. It's it was nice. It was pretty good. And but as far as food goes, I know you guys, when I met up with you guys, you kind of mostly already gotten your food and kind of already had it laid down there. So can you remember the kinds of things, that you got?
Yeah. All right. Well, for me, I picked up the ye old bread bowl soup.
Ye old, yes, of course. Yes. Very popular.
Broccoli, apparently.
Very popular in the Renaissance. I
guess so. And they also had loaded chips, which is nice. So basically nachos, but with potato chips instead of tortilla.
Right.
Which is good. Always loved getting that. Ollie's go-to, like that's the sauce she went to is her favorite. She has to get it every year. This is a Scotch egg specifically is what she wants. It's like a deep fried. It's a hard-boiled egg that is then deep fried.
Right.
So that's one of her go-tos. Then there's a raspberry fritter, which is another deep fried dessert thing, and then cheese fritter, more deep fried stuff. Artichoke hearts, which were also deep fried and delicious. And I think she got something else. I'm not sure. But then there's fish and chips. I know Salem, Sean, and Courtney all got fish and chips, which is more deep fried stuff. And then Ariel got he got stuff with Oli at the other booth with the artichoke hearts, but I'm not sure what else he got. And that's all that we as a group got, but there's other stuff. There's like turkey leg. There's a turkey leg stall. There's a barbecue stall.
Yeah.
There's what was it? There's like a steak on a steak, which is basically just beef on a stick.
Right. Exactly.
What else? There's also one. Oh, like there was it a falafel place, or it was?
I mean, there was a Greek kind of themed stand there too. So yeah, like heroes and pitas and whatnot, falafel. Yeah.
Yes.
They also had the poke stand, which is obviously they did. And as you know, a real Renaissance man would eat poke. So
is that so?
Yes.
I don't know if I trust that, because this is all outdoors, right? So I don't know. I assume it's in like the coolers, the old coolers.
I would hope so. Yes, ye old ice boxes, ye old igloos, right?
yeah. I assume, but still, I don't know about that one.
I don't think there was
a line. Do you remember if there was a line?
I don't think. I mean, there wasn't really a line for it. Okay. Yeah, it wasn't as populated as some of these other more familiar other stands. But yeah, as far as other food stands too that are throughout the fair, I was just trying to recall some of these. They had like things for the roasted nuts, right? They had the fudge. One. They had fudge. Yeah. They have that garlic shop stand.
Yeah. There's a honey store, like
honey, right?
Different various honeys.
You're right, exactly.
There's also the chocolate covered bacon or
strawberries.
Yes, chocolate strawberries with bacon bits if you want.
Yes, perfect. Yeah. What did you guys think of that?
I think it was good. I mean, it was chocolate covered strawberry. You can't go wrong, and add bacon to it. Everyone likes chocolate covered bacon is a thing. So I just add strawberry to that. It makes it's good. It is good.
Yeah. Okay.
And the strawberries were nice. They weren't like sour, which is important.
Yeah. Like I said, so many things to do, so many activities. But one thing I really did kind of want to get into also, like I said earlier, this is meant to be like a family, friendly event. It's meant to be, open for everyone. I mean, anyone can go, old, young, whatever. But it seems that there's a particular, I don't know, what's the word? I don't know. What am I trying to say here? It's like there's a particular way of dress, I suppose, that
because this is old timey, right? Old, usually England, but because I think it's the English Queen, but there's Spain sometimes involved. Point is, I would also like to get into these wenches, if you will. I think it's the corsets. Like it's just a common piece of attire for the time period.
Yes, it's supposed to be an authentic part of the time period, right?
Yeah.
To wear corsets and things of that nature. But it seems like that. I don't know. Is this an official kind of way of going about it? I suppose. Is it, the way it's kind of evolved, or has it just always been there? Is it just kind of an unspoken kind of rule, or is it? I don't know.
I mean, since I've been going, at least it's been a thing. Like that's always just what it is. Like a bunch of different shops sell corsets at the Renaissance Fair. So I think it's always been that way, honestly, because it is a common attire piece, right?
Yeah. So what you bring up here, as you said, are the wenches, as we will. Now I forget. Is that a term we're just throwing out there just because, or is that actually an adopted common phrase?
Term. Yeah.
Okay. I mean that's commonly accepted in this context.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it's not derogatory if that's what you're asking.
Not necessarily. I'm just curious if that's the term that we're using here. That other people will also use and understand.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like there's a whole show about the washing wenches. It's just these ladies who wash clothes.
That's right. So if you can define what a wench is, at least in the context of the Renaissance Fair, ye old wench.
My definition is just woman, honestly.
Okay, but I think there's a certain quality, I think, that is to be expected of a wench.
Not at all.
Not at all, you say?
Oh, I think any woman is a wench. I think that's just what it is.
Okay.
Why? What's the old Oxford Dictionary definition?
No, I didn't have to be a formal definition, but I'm just saying, like, what makes a wench, in this, at the Ren Fair?
All right, look, Collins Dictionary. A wench was a girl or a young woman in the past who worked as a servant or served people food and drink.
Okay, that's fair.
So a woman who provides a service.
Okay, well, we have many people providing various services.
So there's a serving wench. There's a washing wench. There's, I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, what?
I mean, look, if any of you have a chance to go out there and visit the Ren Fair, find your local wench and say hello. I mean,
yeah. I mean, Ren Fair's just fun. Everyone, or not everyone, but like the people who work there, at least they stay in character regardless, and that's always, you love to see it.
I guess you'll have to see it for yourself.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You didn't have a drink at the Oubliette, did you?
No, it was too busy. I think it was too popular.
Yeah, that line just keeps getting longer and longer, I swear.
I mean, there are a lot of thirsty people there, so.
Yeah, indeed. Especially at the Oubliette, the best place to get a drink at the Ren Fair.
Yeah.
Well, not as much anymore, because they had better drinks before, but a friend who's been going longer than I have, she told me that alcohol company actually went out of business. They didn't survive the pandemic, sadly. So
I see.
The drinks are whatever now.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's still they have mead. It's okay mead, but it's not like you have mead's not a thing people drink normally. So
right,
it's there.
Okay. Well, I mean, if people want to make their way out there, in this case, the Ren Fair is out in Irwindale, all right, at that Santa Fe Dam, like you said.
LA County Regional Park.
Exactly. And so what would you, what kind of tips, I guess, would you give to someone who's kind of visiting for the first time out there?
Have cash on hand. Cash is a lot of the food places are cash only. Well, some of the vendors usually take card, but if not, cash is just more important in general to have. A lot of the alcohol locations are cash only. So
yeah, that's very interesting. I wonder, do you know why that is?
No idea.
I mean,
maybe they just don't want to pay the extra fee.
Yeah, fees. Ye old convenience fees, ye old transaction fees.
The Queen's tax, as they say. Well,
That's right.
Queen's tax is just sales tax.
I know, it's crazy. But I do remember that if you, if you don't have cash on hand, you could always visit ye old ATM. But there will be ye old convenience fee, so.
And they're steeper than normal too. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
So definitely it's just better to have whatever to bring cash beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
You're not allowed to bring a water bottle, like a hydro flask or whatever, unless it's empty. You just have to prove that it's empty before you go in.
Oh, okay.
So that you're not sinking in your own alcohol, right? But if you do, you bring one empty and then fill it with water. Like it gets hot. Wear a hat if you can. Dress lightly because it's usually pretty warm. Although it did get a little cold when the sun was gone. Yeah,
I think, early on in the season, I think it's still relatively cool. We're still, in springtime or whatever. But I'm imagining, it goes through what you said, end of May or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the week before Memorial.
Yeah, so it could get warmer then. So, but you had given some advice on getting to parking over there. So yeah, so there's obviously
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
You said you got through in 15 minutes, huh?
Well, I mean, I got there
before the line.
I got there early. So, the fair opens at 10 and I got there at 9. So
nice. Smart.
So there's obviously, tickets and entry for the fair itself, but there is a fee to get into the that Santa Fe, wherever it's held.
That's the county's parking fee for regional parks.
Yeah, exactly. So you pay that fee and then you kind of drive in, and there, even early on as you drive through, you'll see different parking lots, already, and the people already parked there. They may already have set up, they may already be, but you kind of drive into farther in and you'll find some parking that's closer to the entrance.
Because it's still like, even though the Ren Fair is renting it out, that's only part of the park. It's still open to the general public for the other parts. So
it's such a large, vast piece of land. I don't even know what else is there, but you're right. So other people can still be there.
I know they also do other events like on the side. I know that they'll still rent out parts. I'm surprised there was no one on the water when we were there. Because they do. LA County does a whole like a rowing team kind of thing, and that's one of the practice locations.
Oh, I see.
So I'm surprised we didn't see any of that.
I see.
This year.
Oh, interesting.
Because the water is nice. Like when you get to the part where there's all that water, like it's right at level, and it's nice. It's a good picture for sure.
Right. Absolutely. So parking wise, I mean, I got there early, so I was able to get through pretty quickly, but I know you came in a little later, and how long did it take you it took you an hour to get in, and but like I think it kind of paid to, I mean, you have to gauge the timing of it, but in your case, I think it worked out better for you because you got to park at a part that was closer to the actual entrance. So mine was a little farther out, not that far away, but for you just like walked across like a couple of rows and you're there already or something.
Yeah.
So
I will say though, they upgraded the whole parking situation this year. Now it's just one line.
I mean,
like
that's
closed off.
That's an upgrade. I mean,
yeah, because it used to be a free for all. Where like, because the entrance, right? You turned right to go in.
Yes.
It used to be you could also turn left, and then the person on the perpendicular street could go straight through. So basically, if you went the perpendicular road, you'd cut most people off because they would have to be waiting to turn, but you could just go straight when it's your green and you're not fighting with anyone else going in. They took that option away. Now it's just one line, so everyone has to get in that long ass line that loops around the city, basically.
Exactly. Yeah, no, get it.
So it's kind of it sucks for me because I used to always go the perpendicular roadway because it was always the faster way to go. And I was expecting to do that this year to save like half an hour on the parking time, but I guess we had to go all the way around, back in the line kind of thing.
Yeah, that's too bad. I'm sure it was meant for maybe more control, right? Better to...
Yeah, oh, definitely. Because like, again, people would be blocking the intersection, making that turn because they're like, I've been waiting this long, I'm not waiting any longer kind of thing. Yeah. For the lights to change. So it was bad. It's better for the road, I guess. Like it's, no more clogged streets, but like my convenience is gone.
Yeah. I did mention, I talked to John on my way out, and the parking, leaving was also, pretty bad. Right. Yeah. So, I called him, a little bit in, and I told him, and I'll get into it, but I told him that I have this, dislike, this hatred towards Mazda drivers.
And he is one, for the people who don't know, he has a Mazda.
So, anyway, and the reason was, so again, in the main parking area, basically the big, large lot, the dirt lot, if you will, it's one big area that's segmented, right? Segmented, with the different like lanes that people turn into for them to exit. Right. So everyone's obviously going towards a certain way. You know, they're turning into that lane, and all those lanes meet up at one big lane to get out of there or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So anyway, in my particular case, you know, I'm trying to, I'm turning left into this lane, right? And of course, cars are already stacked and already packed in that lane. So I'm trying to turn, and I was waiting at that spot already for like a good 10 minutes or something, you know, trying to get in there, which is crazy, you know, because in addition to the cars moving, there's also pedestrians and stuff that are crossing through. Anyway, so there's this first car, this Mazda, that's on the kind of the opposite side, also turning in. So they'd be turning right into that lane. And in like 20 seconds, they managed to like turn into that lane before I did. Right.
What?
And then shortly after, there's a second Mazda that was in that lane already. And I had a chance, you know, had a small pocket to try to get in there. But unfortunately, I think there was someone that was crossing the, you know, whatever. So I think the Mazda took that chance to close the gap and deny me that entry. So I was very upset. And so what I ended up doing, the road was actually large enough. Technically, it's like a two-way road. It's not marked or anything, but like it's wide enough where people, I just ended up going the opposite way of traffic and just really going the long way around, like the back or something. And it actually worked out better for me. You know, so I got out there, I think a little sooner than those other guys. So you just flipped them a big one and just drove off.
I'm actually surprised because usually exiting, people are pretty chill about the whole zipper thing. Like I didn't have any problems turning.
They could have been.
And I let people in as well. I'm just
they could have been, but I mean, you know, it just didn't work out for me,
I guess.
But like I said, I think it worked out better. Like I did get out there. I feel a little better, but it did still take a lot of time to get out there.
I mean, I've one way to go, usually one way ish to go, and
exactly
like thousands of people exiting at the same time.
So just keep that in mind, you know, just plan that into your day, I guess, the time that you spend to get in and out of parking. So it's crazy. But I mean, overall, I mean, you know, Mazdas aside, I mean, the event itself is definitely a lot of fun. You know, both in things to do, people to see, you know, wenches to visit, whatever it is. It's a good time for all. So, I mean, are you planning to go back again anytime this year? You know, this season?
I'm not. I don't know. I think Oli wants to, but I am not, honestly. Like, there's just, I don't know. Once a year is enough for me. Like, what else is there to do? I mean, I guess there are a lot of different, like, little shows that we didn't get to see this year.
Right. Well, I imagine that people that do go, I mean, they go there just because of the atmosphere and, you know, especially if you dress, the vibes, exactly. So, you know, that's but
then that's another $40 entry fee, $13 parking.
Right. I mean, like just depends if, you know, people have the disposable income to do that. I mean, like, you know, I noted that there's a season pass, right? So I mean, that's there.
I mean, Ariel used to do the season pass because he lives like half a mile away. So
I know, that's crazy. That's so crazy. So, so good for him,
so
right?
Convenient. Yeah, definitely.
So anyway, that's Ren Fair. Is there any other thoughts that come to mind?
For the people who are interested, the pub crawl, well, I don't know about now, post-pandemic, but pre-pandemic, the pub crawl was good because it was definitely worth the money. They do 2 a day. You stop by every place to get a drink. You pay the entrance fee for the pub crawl or whatever, and then you go to every location to get a drink without having to pay for it. Back in the day, it used to be good value. I don't know about now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we saw a couple of those groups that were marching through. There's like, you know, their guide or whatever, and just like announcing them, right? Like you would, you know, in those times, you like, I don't know, whoever's doing that. They're like, make way.
Yes. You know? Entering for the, Yes, for the ball, if you will.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the point of the pub crawl. They want you to be as loud and obnoxious as possible.
Exactly. So
that's part of the fun.
Did you ever do any of it from years past?
I never did the pub crawl. I don't think I drink that enough to make it worth it, honestly.
Oh, really? Okay. All right.
I don't think so.
But obviously there are plenty that do. So.
Oh yeah, I know a couple of people who've done it, and they got wrecked, and they said it was worth it.
Yeah, no better way to spend Ren Fair than So that's good. Yeah. I enjoy that. So, no, that's I hope I would consider to go back at least another time just to take more of it in, because again there is a lot to do, a lot to see. So, it just got to go with the right people,
and then like every year it's slightly different vendors, different shows. So that's always interesting seeing the differences.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's Ren Fair. This, topic wise, this is kind of a little off the beaten path, I think, of what we usually talk about, but it's still, there's food involved. I mean, there's still, so, can't go wrong there. So, and it's something that, you enjoy. So I think it's worth talking about. So,
before go to Pirate Weekend, that's the weekend.
Do what? A Pirate Weekend?
That's what I was told. I haven't been during Pirates.
So are pirates, do they exist in the Renaissance? I don't really know.
Of course they did. They were already sailing to the New World at around the Renaissance time. And if they're sailing, there's people trying to steal from other people. Right,
exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of themes. Let me just take a look here. There's pirates theme. I don't even know now.
Cottagecore. What else is there?
Ren Con.
That's when we went.
Okay. That's it. I know.
What? They only have 3?
Pirate.
There's Cottagecore.
What is that?
So that's the other one. The Little House on the Prairie kind of look.
Mm-hmm.
Like lots of, we'll say plaid, and just very like if you were out in a cottage in the woods or whatever. How would that look, kind of thing?
I see.
Cottagecore would be.
Huh. Okay. Well, like I said, check it out. Okay, I think that's really what it comes down to. Check it out, and see for yourself, wenches and all. So, before before we move on, let's take a quick break, shall we? Hey, food friends, are you tired of flat root beers? Barks, the OG with the kick since 1898. Bold flavor, a touch of caffeine, perfect anytime. Burgers, Barks cuts through the grease. Pie sweetens the deal. Summer chill or cozy fire, Barks is your drink. Ditch the dole and grab the bite. Use code DUMB for 15% off at insert website here. Barks, because thirst shouldn't be boring. All right, well.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's
all
go.
Finally paying off.
It really is. The other thing we wanted to discuss is all what I consider kind of, I don't know, almost like an event in itself, but it's kind of a year-round kind of deal, and it's actually at a supermarket. Sometime last year, late 2023, a new location for the Mexican grocer Northgate Gonzalez opened this spot called Mercado Gonzalez, basically, and it's a large indoor market. It's just a large space. I think they said it's like 70,000 square feet. It's just really big, just like a big old Walmart, like a super center Walmart. But it's really laid out in almost like a large open air market, with different food stands known as puestos, and there's different types of seating, patio seating and whatnot. And this is out in Costa Mesa, so out in the OC. It's a Northgate market, but it has all these other qualities, all these other features of the Mercado. And, you'll find things of your typical grocery store, your produce, right? You'll find a section of different aisles with all your typical groceries. But then you'll see scattered throughout, a path of travel for these different food stands. And we're talking about different types of foods from like carnitas, to mariscos, to, tacos, ice creams, things like that. And one particular food that was technically a follow-up to some of our conversation previously with from our Holbosch episode. But there's definitely like these different different stands that serve different types of prepared foods in this large space, and it's actually very, it's very exciting, honestly, like for a supermarket outright. And just for any place to visit. If you want actually good quality food at good prices, this would be a place to go. So the Mercado, it's in a large shopping center, so there are other shops there as well in this large plaza, but the Mercado's, it's obviously its own store. But you walk in, and there are a couple entrances, but I think the entrance that most people will go, you'll be greeted kind of in this large open space where you'll see various produce stands, like different places for different produce. But then you'll also see, like, to your right, you'll see like it's escaping me already. Like, I'm going to edit this out. Packed tortillas, things like that. You'll see a stand for, towards one end of the market is, like a Sinaloa style sushi, which is interesting in itself. But there, I think actually the store, the store's website provides a map of, the different places that you can kind of explore. So tortillas on one side, you've got agua frescas on the other. You've got your like carniceria. It's just quite, it's just nice. The fact that it's so wide and open, there's a lot of space to walk around and explore. But then you'll also see that there's like outdoor seating, there's common indoor seating as well. And again, I haven't been to Mexico City, but I think it would definitely remind someone, who's been to like these open air markets and things out there. It'll bring a touch of that here. And so, I had to take a visit and try out a few things. And so I just wanted to kind of, see what, kind of go over, some of those things. One of the first, items to try was a plate of guisados, and those are usually like the stewed meats. So there's a stand there that serves guisados, and they also serve chilaquiles. It's a breakfast food, so I get there before 11 or something. You'll get your fix of chilaquiles, but the guisados are there. This was a pork, like a green sauce, and you can, different types of sides to have it. I had it with some cucumbers and refried beans, and they serve it with tortillas as well. So it's a decent plate. It's really filling, and there's just it's just a good way to start off. But most of these stands are already open, or they'll be open, and they're open like every day, so 7 days. So some might be start a little later than others, but there's a good chance they're going to be open throughout the week. And then I kind of walk across and get some like some mariscos. I think it was a ceviche in this case, like kind of with a little bit of mango and in there. But yeah, so from there, then I needed something sweet. So by accident, as I was looking before I'd gone out there, I was just kind of looking and seeing what's there online. And I kind of came across by accident that one of the stands, I think that they highlight is I forget the proper name, but basically the churros from El Moro. And we talked about El Moro from our talk with John and Daniel when they visited Mexico City. And that's one of basically like the premier, places that they talked about. Probably a very popular place that people visit in Mexico City for their churros. And so I think it was surprising to see them here at the Mercado. And so, again, I haven't been to Mexico City, so I don't know what to compare it to. But I think you'll agree, Maicha, that it's always time for a good churro when you can find it. And I got to tell you, it was really good, super crunchy, nice and hot, and it's just I don't know, it was just something that was really worth going into. And then you just pair it with you can buy different sauces, you can have it on its own, but I got like a dark chocolate sauce with that. But yeah, they're just serving it fresh. They're making them there on site, and there's definitely depending on the time of day, there can definitely be a line. But it was an unexpected but pleasant surprise to know that they're out there, because I think when we had discussed it, we thought they were more south Orange County, but at least for me, it's a little more accessible. So it's definitely a place worth going to. And then right across from there is pasteleria, so you can definitely like a lot of different baked goods and pastries and things, namely a lot of conchas and things. So conchas, bolillos, you name it, and other baked stuff, cakes and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, there's a whole like section of alcohol and drinks, just like a huge section of just that alone, just dedicated.
It's very important.
Very important. I mean, it's really something else. I'm just one guy, so it was unfortunately it tried to conquer. That whole place is a little challenging, but I think there was enough to try and appreciate in that one visit. I think one of the other things I had was like the paleta, which is like the the ice cream bars. So yeah, so just have that as well. So there's a lot to try. I mean, you could spend a good few hours over there, just hanging out, and then if you realize you need groceries, you can stop by there too. You can pick up some on the way out. So it's just nice to know that there's a place like this that exists. I think this was definitely like a bold kind of move, ambitious kind of thing, but I think I hope it pays off. I think they'll hang around for a good while, and it's just a different approach, on a market basically. So there's a few articles we'll share about that, but yeah, there's if you're out there or you want to make the trip out there, that's Mercado Gonzalez out in Costa Mesa. So yeah, so very there's just a lot out there. I mean, I think when it comes down to it, Maicha, there's whether you want whether from Wenches to Churros, LA's got it all. What do you
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So next time you want, they've got you covered. So there are no worries there. So I don't know. I hope you come out here and try some out.
Yeah, man. Conscious all the way.
Well, we've come to the end of another episode, so we want to thank our few and only fans for joining us. We're excited to bring you more of our adventures with good food and good people. Reach out. I'm on Instagram at Dumb and Hungry. He's at my_chow, where you can just slide right in. You can email us at hi@dumbandhungry.com, where you can leave us your feedback and your love letters. Find the videos on YouTube. Won't you like, subscribe, and smash? You can also find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever else fine podcasts are served. But until next time, I'm Angelo, the Dumb and Hungry.
And I'm Macho.
And on your next food adventure, remember to try one of each. It's a good wench.